Welcome. Today is Wednesday, May 13th. Gaming Today has an exclusive interview with Chuck Esposito, Director, Race and Sports, Sunset Station, and also Assistant Director, Hub, Red Rock Resorts. Chuck, welcome.
Thanks, Howard. It's good to be on with you and be able to see you and chat a little bit. It's been a difficult time, I think, for a lot of people. I'm hoping all the viewers and readers and listeners are happy and healthy and safe and practicing social distancing. But it's nice to be able to chat a little sports with you.
Absolutely. With what little sports is starting to trickle back, we'll take what we can get. But let me start with some very hard questions. What have you been doing with yourself day to day?
Really become a master griller, spending much more time behind the grill. The heat's not really bothering me that much. It's fun to be coming up with new dishes and kind of entertaining the family as I cook every single night and spend some time out at the grill. So grill master extraordinaire. I would
Nice.
Weeks.
Nice. Now, are you checking YouTube? Are you getting ideas from the internet as far as what to come up with?
I am, but that's a secret. You're not supposed to divulge that. I want them to think a lot of it's just me coming up with these exotic and new recipes. But absolutely.
That's my secret too. I've been looking at Barefoot Contessa, Ina Garten. She's got all those recipes and all that stuff that she cooks, and I've been cheating.
I think my favorite part is trying different wines with the dishes. So it's been a popular choice as well.
I can see that with you from personal experience. Just saying.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, great. So I know you guys are starting to roll up your sleeves and get back to work a little bit. Obviously, we don't have firm dates, but what's happening now day to day behind the scenes with the station sports books?
Pretty much what we're doing right now. I mean, we're definitely practicing social distancing. If we're in the same area together, we're definitely 6 or 8 feet apart, wearing masks. But a lot of it is over the phone, either over the phone or a webinar or Zoom. Being able to communicate, go through all of our futures, things that we want to get up once we open, looking at what that wagering menu might be, and then also looking at what we're going to need to do for the guests to make sure that their experience is as seamless as possible, but also as safe as possible. So there's a lot of things that we're going through on a daily basis, communicating not only amongst ourselves, but to our teams as well.
Sure. I mean, the operational landscape is going to change drastically, and the conscientious effort that needs to take place on part of the operators is just going to be unprecedented.
Oh, it's going to be much different. It's going to be a much different world. I think, the guests are going to understand that as well. I mean, they've had some experiences, you would think, of potentially going to the grocery store or having to go places where there are lines now and there is social distancing and masks and partitions and things like that. So we're going to try to make the experience, again, as safe as we possibly can, take all the precautions that we need to make the guests feel safe. But of course, they're going to come back to a different environment than they left on March 17th.
Yeah, it'll certainly be strange. I mean, especially at your places. I mean, going to a station casino to fill out a parlay card and stand around and gaze at the boards and see what's happening is a mainstay for a lot of people in Las Vegas.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head, is that, I think our race and sports books are so much different because we're able to build relationships. We see guests every single day. You look at spending a lot of my career on the Strip, and I built some great relationships and had some great friends, but I may only see those guests once a year, twice a year, where I see guests now 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times a day, and
Sure.
I see them every day of the week. It is somewhat like Cheers, where everybody knows your name and they want to have that experience. And if Howard's not there, where is he today? And they love that experience. So I think that is going to be a little bit strange and something we all have to get used to. I've heard from a lot of my guests, though, that are in here all the time, either via text or a call or email, that they are looking forward to coming back. They know that it's going to be different, but they still miss the experiences of coming back and dealing with their friends and kind of the family atmosphere that all of our books kind of provide across the valley.
Sure. And that works in reverse too. It's not just you and your guests, but the guests like saying they know Chuck or they know Jason or they know Art. They like to drop those names.
Sure. I mean, I love the fact that I'm able to build those relationships. I mean, if I'm not here for a couple of days and I see a guest, first thing is, are you okay? I mean, I have guests that'll bring me, bananas every time they walk in or apples. And it is more like family. And you're absolutely right. If it's Jason or Art or Bert, I mean, they love that experience of being able to come into one of our places and know those guys just to ask them stuff and kind of, be able to talk things through, if it's sports or other things that are happening. I think those relationships are a big part of our success.
Agree. So there was some news yesterday that wasn't so encouraging as far as the California state schools canceling fall semester, and that could affect football. I'm very concerned that it could have a trickle-down effect into the rest of the country and possibly affect the college football season in its entirety. What are you thinking?
It's hard right now to say as far as college football goes. I think when you look at the four major sports, I'm a little bit more optimistic at this point, and you hear a lot more positive stuff. Just came out with professional basketball that it's looking more and more encouraging that they will be able to get something started. Baseball, I think, is taking some steps. Still some hurdles there as far as pay, I think, that they're looking to work out. As far as collegiate sports, I want to be as optimistic as I can. I think
Right.
It might be a little bit different and a changing, landscape. It's so fluid, Howard, and we hear so many different things almost every day. That, one day you hear this, the next day it's something different, or sometimes within the same day you hear conflicting reports. So at this point, just kind of taking a wait and see. Hopefully, everything starts to come back sooner rather than later. And, hopefully we'll see some sort of a college football season as well.
Yeah, I mean, we feel the same, especially being in the news business. Everything's on the table every hour. And it's
Right.
just so maddening, because you can't rule out anything. Look, gambling's a speculation business, and we all like to speculate. We like a team, we like a future. This speculation's impossible.
Oh, I know. I mean, it was funny, but I mean, when you looked at, last month when you had the pro football draft, and then this month you had the pro football schedule show, it was amazing how many, interviews and stories and people that I got to talk to about that. It's just they're clamoring for something to come back. I mean, you look at the draft, and it was, one of the highest, I think the highest viewed draft ever.
Yep.
Because it was, even though it wasn't an event and there wasn't a final score outcome per se, it was sports. And I think that just shows you the power of it. And we're all hoping that we do get to see it again real soon.
Sure. All right, so segueing into horse racing for a second. Stations has always been very horse racing friendly, especially at places like Red Rock and Green Valley and your property, Sunset. You have regulars there all the time, and you haven't forgotten the sport. Others have. You guys are great with that. How do you see that coming back? I mean, we're going to have Churchill and Santa Anita and a few big tracks opening this weekend. Fingers crossed, the properties are back in the next 2 to 4 weeks. What do you see happening?
Oh, knock on wood, I hope that they all do come back. And, we're definitely going to practice social distancing. You're going to have, every other seat. There's going to be spacing on the in the book as far as how they would line up. And I hope that you do see that come back just as strong. I think you look at, even though this is going on and there was no racing in Nevada a few weeks ago, the handle, at Oaklawn for the Arkansas Derby.
3 or 4 times.
They've ever had. And that was with no Nevada. And no fans in the stands there. So I think that kind of speaks volumes of the power of horse racing. And you're right. We love taking care of our horse guests. And I think you look at, the Twin Q offerings we have and so many different promotions we have throughout the year to really cater to that horse guest. I'm hoping that continues. We'll do everything we can to still provide them with a great and safe atmosphere in our race and sports books. And, I think the one luxury we have too, as much as we love all the guests to come in and experience everything we have to offer, we understand that it's a changing time and social distancing is so important. So, I mean, when you want to be a social distancing champion right now, it is the mobile app. You can sign up right now for, the race or sports side of the mobile app. And it is very easy once this is lifted for you to come in and sign up, and you can social distance from the comfort of your home. Not only that, you may see longer lines as people are trying to get up to the window, where you can still have the app and play from the comfort of any one of our race and sports books as well as your living room. So I think you will see somewhat of an uptick in mobile signups, but I think it's a great luxury that we have, having both race and sports to provide for our guests.
And that was going to be my last question. You took it from me. And I'd imagine there'd be an uptick quite a bit. People just, the ones that want to err on the side of caution and want to just stay at home and be comfortable at home, I'd imagine your volume, both on the race and sports, on the apps, will be higher.
I would think so as well, Howard. I've had a lot of guests that have contacted me already and said that we can't wait to sign up. Just again, to practice some social distancing, know that the atmosphere is going to be a little bit different when they come back into the properties. So it does give them that luxury of playing from their living room, having both race and sports, being able to deposit or withdraw from anywhere throughout the valley, and still having that in the book as well. And you see that during busy horse racing days or busy sports days. There's a lot of guests that are just playing on the app from the comfort of their seat, knowing that there's long lines
Sure.
and it's a room, and they're very comfortable just being able to do that. So, hopefully we do see that. I think that we will. We're looking at kind of different things right now to kind of provide for those guests and give them an experience that they really enjoy too. So, we're hoping they all come back, and we're extremely optimistic that, you'll be seeing racing sports in the near future. And like I said, I'm grilling, I'm binging, and I can't wait to come back.
Well, that's fantastic. Neither can I. I like hanging out in the station properties. My one is Green Valley, especially because that's in my area where I live. I always come down and visit you as well, bring you a few extra papers. But Chuck, I really appreciate you coming on. Best of luck. Fingers crossed again that everybody stays safe, number one. And number two, we get back to some sort of normalcy. You guys get open and people come back in throngs.
I totally agree. I'll second that. Knock on wood. I hope that happens. Thank you guys for everything that you do at the Gaming Today and provide for everybody in the industry to get all the information and kind of cool things that are going on in all of our racing sports books industry wide. It's a vital piece, and I think everybody loves that publication. So hopefully we're all back soon and we're enjoying it in the comfort of our racing sports books. But I hope everybody's safe and healthy, practicing social distancing, and I look forward to seeing you across the counter, Howard, 6 feet away real soon.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Chuck, thanks so much. Be well.
Thank you. You too. Thanks, Howard.